Okay, what's up guys? It is Flexpoint and we're gonna do a Poppy commentary, and this is of course the new Poppy with patch 5.24. So we're gonna go over the spells really quickly. Hammer Shock is her Q. Poppy smashes the ground, which looks like that, dealing 40 plus 6% of the enemy's max health as physical damage and leaving an unstable area. The area slows enemies inside by 20% and erupts after 1 second, dealing the initial damage again. So basically, if you hit them with this, you deal 100 and what? Just kidding. It is 92 damage plus 12% of their max health as physical damage. It's pretty good. Not to be confused, even if you just land the 40 plus 6% like the initial cast, I still think it's okay. Alright. Now, of course, this game I'm going against Darius, so I was actually pretty annoyed. I was like, man, my first Poppy game, I'm going to go against a lane bully like Darius. But this Darius is dumb because he took Corrupting Potion. And I think Poppy probably does her absolute best against melees. If you use something like maybe Vladimir or Lissandra in the top lane, like mages, Rumble, I think Poppy kind of will, like whatever presence she has, like deteriorates, like the more of a AP caster the top laner is. And something I was able to see with this game was Poppy is pretty strong against melees. Okay, your W, steadfast presence. Your passive, you gain 12% of your armor and MR as bonus. And if you're below half health, it's doubled, which is pretty cool. So that's my passive, pretty much. I just wanted to auto it. And there's the level 1 trade. Really, really good trade. Really easy to do. I'm going to actually rewind it. I'm trying to stay away from doing this, but I want to rewind this so you can see the trade. Pop the auto attack and baited that. So I had my shield and I fought him. And it was so easy. Like, whenever you toss that little amulet out, you need to pick it up, and it'll be a really good shield. You can use it to actually bait fights. If you know you're gonna get there before your opponent, just like walk up, pick it up, and then just kill him like that. So got my little shield there, tanked an auto attack and the 2 stacks of hemorrhage. It was really good, you know. So similar to anybody, whenever you play against Darius, you kind of want to avoid any level 1 damage. Really good trade on my part. Again, I went with the cloth 4, so it was like a lot of sustain. I'm still level 1 here, which is why I didn't even go in for this gank. I knew he was gonna burn flash, and that was completely fine with me. I really need to get used to her last hitting, like her auto attack animation. I don't really like it. Maybe it's, I know animations are different with different skins, but I really don't like this one. So maybe I'll just use like custom Poppy, because I missed 2 skins. I missed 3 CS right there. So yeah, not the best. It's a pretty long game, so I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward it a little bit. He's level 3. Proc my Q there, deal some nice damage. Whenever you have your shield up, that's kind of when you want to fight. He waited till it was gone, so there's an auto into my Q. It's a lot of damage. It's fine. It's a fine trade, you know. I had the minion wave there. Would have been okay. If I really wanted to get like a little cheeky with it, I could have flashed to E, but that's fine. Also, like, I still won the trade. Picked up the shield. He leveled up here, which is why I didn't go in on that. I would have went in on it, but like he popped his level, so cheeky. Your Q doesn't deal full damage to minions, so by the way, it only deals 60%, I believe. Right? 80%, okay. Which is still okay, you know. Look at that Darius TP into that. No way. Didn't pick up the coin, but that was fine. Stayed within the blade there, so I didn't get the other stack of hemorrhage, and he didn't get the heal. And I was able to win that pretty easily. Going against his Lee Sin. I mean, really simple. Something that's pretty important here, and I think will be important whenever you use Poppy, is how you place your Q. Okay, so Lee Sin comes in, safeguards in. My first instinct is to A, take him to my minion wave, or B, hit him into the wall. So that's exactly what I do. Auto attack, then I hit him into the wall there. Auto attack, get my passive from Grasp of the Undying. And then I throw my Q not strictly on him, but where he would have to move to try and kill me, which is upwards. So right there, just like that. So when I move upwards, he has to follow me, and boom, he takes the damage. And this comes back to Poppy's passive. You know, Poppy's passive gives her double the bonus, double the armor and MR she gets from her passive, which is really good. So I get 18 bonus armor, and I'm at 100 armor right here at level 6. 5 minutes into the game, 100 armor. That's pretty good. With just having a cloth armor, you know? So I think that was pretty good. It was a nice little double kill. This definitely is a long game, though. It's a 41-minute long game. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. First thing I get is a Sheen, double cloth armor. I get the Sheen. Your Q does not proc Sheen, so that's something that kind of sucks. But it's fine. I mean, you can get away with just auto-attacking. Saw Darius roam mid, so I went ahead and shoved. I just didn't know how Poppy's ulti works, so I tried it right here in this bush. And I forgot to hold it down, so there's that. You have to hold it down, by the way, if you use quick cast. I use quick cast on everything, so I have, in order to like actually proc it, I have to hold it down. I have to hold the R key down. He missed his Q, so I'm gonna go in. Really good damage. Got the shield. Like, she's really strong against these melees. Put the pink ward down. Just trying to zone him out, honestly. And if he comes up to CS, then I try and punish him. I make a mistake here. He recalls and TP's back, and I stayed to try and fight him because, like, I'm not gonna lie, my intention was not to test Poppy's limits here, but now that I look at it, like, it definitely wasn't bad. One, I wanted the cannon, and two, I wanted to see how Poppy really does. I didn't pick up the coin, and I think if I do pick up the coin, I win this fight. Yeah, I think if I pick up the coin to get the shield, I win that fight, but I didn't. So there's a nice little lesson for people to see that picking up your coin, your amulet, is really important. And I did have my W up, which gives me movement speed. And I casted that just in case I wanted to run away or something. Activating W does absolutely nothing but give you attack speed and negate anybody that uses his dash onto you. So like Lee Sin Q, a Vayne Tumble, you know what I mean? So I really just wanted to use that for the bonus movement speed in case I wanted to run away, but I had already decided I was going to fight. So I'm going to rush Frozen Gauntlet because I want to get the CDR and the Sheen proc. And pretty much just stack armor against this guy because he is Darius. So pop up the W, flash out so that he doesn't get inside the circle and he gets denied. So that's exactly what the Poppy W does. And it works really good. It works really well against people like Renekton. If we're going to look at junglers, works really well against Rek'Sai, works really well against Lee Sin, Shaco. I don't think it procs up Shaco. But think about it, Lee Sin, Q. I wanted to try out the ultimate there, by the way, because I had no idea how it works. It didn't knock him back that far, but it did something, you know. Anyways, Rek'Sai, really good. Again, you use the W there for the movement speed. I knew Shaco was coming, so I went around him to try and block him, like kind of like orb blocking for melees. You auto attack and then you get behind them, and then you auto attack and get behind them. Anyways, I'm trying to think of other junglers that would be really strong or really weak against Poppy now in the top lane. Lee Sin, probably Elise Repel. I'm pretty sure that denies it also. Rek'Sai. Really annoying junglers people use. Master Yi can't Q. Well, he gets right next to you anyway, so. Anyways, it was still good. It worked against Lee Sin. I think I'd do it a few more times against that Lee Sin now that I think about it. But there's the Gauntlet, and then again Ninja Tabi. I'm pretty much just stacking armor here. I know they have a Kayle, but Kayle doesn't really get that strong until she has a good amount of items. So learn my lesson. I tried to pick up the coin. I missed it, but didn't really matter. I could have kept on chasing him, but I was fighting him in his minion wave, and I did have max hemorrhage, so... I mean, I clearly won the trade there. I almost killed him, you know? Just, I think, like, the most important thing with this is if you're using Poppy and you want to win trades against people that are, like, melees, you need to pick up the amulet. Like, you have to. It is so strong. I missed. I thought I hit him with that. Just farming. As soon as you miss that, hard engage. Just like that. That's just honestly, that's basic with everybody though. If you're laning against someone and they misuse a spell, that's your chance to engage. So Darius, as soon as he missed his Q, that's typically when you want to fight him. So yeah. I learned my lesson from last time, so I didn't bother trying to fight him there. Next thing I'm getting was a giant spell because he is Darius, and I don't really want to have to deal with a Darius if I'm only stacking armor and no HP. Pinged out the Darius because we saw him on a ward. Trying to proc my Sheen, take out that tower faster. And like I said, Darius is mid, so insta shove. If your laner is never there, you need to shove it in like bad. I mean, they miss out on so much experience and gold. Did I proxy this next wave? I can't remember if I proxy the next wave. Pretty sure I do. Alright, so there's the Giant's Belt, and from the Giant's Belt I go into my Warden's Mail because I want to get the Randuins. And people will question the build, honestly, and if you have any questions with the build, let me know. People will probably be telling me, dude, you go so tanky, like, why are you going such a conservative build? I mean, I just wanted to really take advantage of Poppy's W, the bonus armor and armor she gets. I mean, you saw it earlier, like, I was able to trade with this Darius with no damage items except for the Gauntlet. And he went Black Cleaver, you know, so... Nothing happening here, just farming. I didn't have my Randuins finished, so I went ahead and kept going bot lane. Runes and masteries in the description, by the way, so I wanted to test out the ultimate. That's awesome. My Q slows, so I went ahead and used it there, and I flashed before Kale could get a second Q off. Because if Kale gets the other Q off, I die. I knew Darius was trying to proc his Black Cleaver, but he forgot Kale W gives him some movement speed. Perfectly fine to me. Kale will burn flash in her ultimate, make sure to call it out. And, you know, we're good here. So far, I had fun with Poppy, and I want to say it was similar to Scion, because with Scion, I didn't really like how he looked on paper. You know, Scion on paper looked so bad, I didn't want to try him out, I didn't want to play him, and it was the same thing with Poppy. I'm looking at Poppy, and I'm reading up what she does, and I'm just like, I don't really like that at all. But I played it, I had fun, you know. I think she would struggle against maybe someone like Renekton who has like CC. Maybe Aurelia, but the thing is that what they all have in what Aurelia and Jax, they don't have what someone like Renekton does, is the mobility, you know. Yeah, didn't really have a chance there. Just pop my ultimate. You can cast your ulti without any cooldown or without any charge up, and it would only knock them up and make them invulnerable. Sorry, I think they're gonna change that, because anybody who gets knocked up usually shouldn't be invulnerable, but we'll see. You do deal the 200 damage, but while they're in midair, you can't deal any more damage to them. So he kicked me out and couldn't queue back in. Like, this is exactly what I mean about the Lee Sin counter. Okay? People are gonna have to forget what they knew about Lee Sin, trying to do their little special move where they land the Q, they kick, and then they activate the Q again, because that's obviously not gonna work. And just like that, wrecked. So, utility. I gave her a lot of it. Just want to get movement speed, got the coin, went back into fight. Got the coin. Queued onto the minion there to gap close. And this is what I mean about the invulnerable, okay? First of all, I got this straight from the champion spotlight. They're like, don't dash onto them, dash onto a minion. So that's exactly what I did. Dashed onto the minion, got in front of him. Right there. And he isn't targeted, like, he's invulnerable. You know what I mean? But I was able to do that, you know. Look at this Darius. This Darius has Black Cleaver, and to my Iceborne Gauntlet, you know, like damage wise. But the bonus tankiness you get from your W just helps you out so much, especially if you go full tank. And I've seen Poppies go like Triforce, Guinzu Blade, Yomu's, and I'm just like, you know, that's really good and all, but you will get like squished out. Like you're gonna be so squishy. So it was fine though, you know. It wasn't a bad fight. I missed a couple of autos. I canceled a few autos here and there, but it was still pretty good. Like I was still able to kill him, you know. So next thing I'm going for is my Sterix gauge, and I wanted to add an offensive item, and rather than going something like Ravenous Hydra or something, I decided to go Sterix gauge. Sterix is already really strong against someone like Darius and Vayne. I hope the hammer would knock them back, but it only knocked one person. In the spotlight, it knocked like 4 people back. So I was hoping it would do like in a line and knock back everyone, but it stops after the first person, which kind of sucks. was so poorly played. I'm alive. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about the Poppy ulti while we just do nothing for now. The things it can bring forth, and I had this done against me. We were in the Baron pit taking Baron, and the Poppy used her ulti to knock out our jungler. So we basically didn't have a smite, and their jungler just walked in and smited it. It was really well played. So there's one idea of utility. Another idea would be, let's say you're against someone like a Mundo or a really fed Darius. What you can do is you can start with your ultimate and knock them back, and then engage a fight with someone else. You know what I mean? Like for us, it would be knock back the Darius and Sona ultis, and then we fight without Darius there. You know, like there's some utility. They gave Poppy a lot of utility, and I was actually surprised that they're giving the top laner this much. But it's kind of I get that vibe that it's like a support top laner. You got the ultimate, which is for peeling. You have your W, which is also for peeling. You got your E, which can be used to peel. Like it's a lot of utility on this in this kit. But this is a close game, you know. I mean, we're up 3K gold, but actually, it's not a close game now that I look at it. They don't have a single tower. They don't have a Drake. They have nothing. Knock back the Lee Sin there. I was hoping they would like try and fight ball lane, but that's exactly what I mean about engaging. It's like they were running back because not only were they against Vayne, but they were against Lee Sin. But as soon as I knock back Lee Sin, Vayne's on her own. You know. What's up, League Fanatic? How's it going, man?
Red team has slain the dragon.
As soon as we saw Darius recalling, we pinged out the Baron. But like, utility for me here would be to use my ulti to knock back the Lee Sin. But luckily we didn't need to do that. Here's my ultimate. Use it on the Darius, and just like that, Darius is out of the fight. You know what I mean? So now this goes from a 4v3, a 4v4, or a 5v4 to a 5v3. Just like that. I think we still lost this fight anyway because their Vayne came in and Lee Sin got a really nice kick off. As soon as I saw Vayne, I was like, okay, I gotta go. So I flashed out. I was lagging really hard here, so I was like, do I go get Vayne or not?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But we got the Baron and I finished my Sterix. Next thing I'm going for is with Thornmail. But Thornmail doesn't even really help me because Vayne will deal like 1k true damage to me. So it's like, whatever. But I want to get it anyways, just try and mitigate any auto attack damage she gets. That isn't true damage. So I had my ultimate here. I used my ulti here as his own mechanic. Just to get them off the tower so we can siege it. That was initially one of the first thing that came to mind when I saw what it does. So here it is, I pop it, people start walking back. Use it, yeah, they already walked back. It's over, you know? Poor played on my part. As soon as I saw Twitch get stunned, I kind of activated my W to get near him, just to maybe try and keep him back, which was a mistake. If that Twitch acts like that and gets caught like that, I should just leave him there to die. So my goal here is to E in and pop my Randuins to get the slow off. Knock her up just to try and peel. Or kite, sorry. Or no, I'm trying to peel her off Twitch. Even though I knocked her into him, doesn't really count. Kinda good save there. So I switch focus to this Lee Sin. Kicks me, activate the W, he knows better. Oh, he missed his Q actually. Go to pick up the shield. Easy. Pick up the amulet. That's like the one tip. If you get anything out of this video, it's one, Poppy beats melees, and two, pick up your amulet. You know, that's a lie. Poppy will not beat melees if you do not pick up the amulet, so please pick up the amulet. Like, you'll do so much if you pick it up. It's such a big shield. That's like, how much is that? It was like 500 HP shield. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay, like, pick it up. Look at that. That's massive. I wish you can make it like... It's like 490 or somewhere around there, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really good shield. So there's my Randy's, and then I go for a Hex Shrinker. I wanted to go a little more offensive for my very last item, which in turn was defensive, because I did need some MR. But thankfully with the Poppy passive, all I got was a Hex Shrinker, and I was at 101 MR, which is pretty cool. Because I'm not running MR in my runes, and I had base MR, and I get one item and I'm at 100, you know? But again, as we all know, the new Maul of Malmortius is supposedly good. I do not like it because it has a smaller shield, but it does give things Poppy needs, attack speed and whatnot. So here's my ulti. I believe I miss. Okay, no, I knocked back Darius. But still, like, I knocked back Darius when he could have dunked on Shaco, you know? I believe we lose this fight though. I keyed backwards that time and trying to work a little better with my mouse. I think Shaco does like the dumbest engage here. Watch this. Yeah, Shaco does like the dumbest thing. Watch this. Here comes Shaco doing his thing. We look at the very skilled Shaco. Miss Chorong Park coming in hot right here. Ready? Okay, this wasn't it. I thought this was it. I thought our Shaco did something dumb, but I guess not. Thankfully. Missed the ulti. Oof. But I think I make up for this fight. So, I like this fight here because we are near... we're near a lot of walls for me to stun people. I realize this now, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back in and try and stun somebody. So my target right there was Kale, but then when I looked and saw the Darius, I was like, okay, let me just try and proc the auto, get the shield off first. Once I saw the flash, I was like, whatever, I'll flash in. There's the pin on the Darius. I got hit by that Bard ulti, which actually saved me. Because watch this. I pinned the Vayne into that wall right there, and we were able to get the kills there and end the game. So the Bard ulti actually saved me because while I was in stasis, I was able to look. I did die there by Bard, but it's fine. While I was in stasis, I was able to see the Vayne tumble in and me able to get the stun off the wall. Like, the Bard ulti, you can think of it two ways, especially in the middle of a team fight. When it goes off on you, your main thing, the one thing you should be doing is, one, am I low health? If I am, I need to get out. How do I get out? Like, you need to take the time while you're in a Bard ulti to think, like, what I'm going to do next. So my thinking was, I'm going to run into the Vayne and try and keep her out of the fight. I'm dead anyway, so I'm going to ram into her, keep her back, you know what I mean? Keep her busy. And then she tumbled in, which made it even easier for me, and I was able to stun her against the wall. Twitch came out of ambush and was able to just rat-a-tat-tat everybody. So... they do end from there, so I'm gonna go ahead and like slow this down and start talking. So, a couple of things we learned here is Poppy's really good against true melees like Darius. Against casters, kind of like Renekton, I've yet to play against it, but I feel like what he can do is dash in. You know, you pop your Q, he'll dash away and will avoid it entirely or something. And I think that's like the name of the game. If you can avoid Poppy's Q, then you're pretty safe, you know. We look at someone like Darius. Darius couldn't really, he could dodge it, but he didn't because he's Darius, and all he needs to do is stencil and auto attack. You know what I mean? But if we get someone with dashes, like Aurelia or Renekton, I think it's going to be a little harder. I think you could still make it work, but it'll be harder, right? Um, if you don't max W second, your max you can max Q first and then E second. By the way, maxing W doesn't really do anything, so there's that. Build path wise, like I said, I went very tanky this build. I think I did okay. Offensive, my Mortius would have been all the offense I needed in my opinion. Like I still don't think I could have killed that Vayne because, I mean, she's Vayne and deals insane true damage. But I think I had fun. You know, I had a lot of fun playing Poppy. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be pretty bad. Not good. I mean, why lie? I thought it would be bad. Um, is she viable in the top lane in the current meta? One of the main questions. Let's see. Main meta right now is Jax. I'll fight some Darius. I think Darius isn't going to be banned in the future, so people are going to start playing him again. So yes, Darius, Malphite. I haven't seen that many Vladimir or Rumbles, so that's good. Honestly, I think Poppy's greatest struggles would probably be from someone like Kennen, who's a melee or ranged, Renekton, who has his dashes, maybe a good Aurelia. And like it's tough because if you go someone like Renekton or Darius, Poppy can just use her passive to just stack armor, you know what I mean? Which is exactly what I did here. Like I went against Darius, so I was like, okay, well, you want to pick a cheese champion, and then I'll just build cheesy, and I built a ton of armor. I would definitely go Black Cleaver because of Phage passive. See, and it was recommended, by the way. Black Cleaver is a recommended item, so is Yomu's, because you apparently need movement speed. But I like the tankiness. Now I'm going to go ahead and try another game where I'm going to go full damage Poppy, and then if I feel like I can get a few things from it, then I'll go ahead and make it into a commentary. But I really like the tank Poppy as it stands right now. Okay, if anything, maybe I add Black Cleaver instead of Sterix Gauge, but I mean, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, if you have any questions about Poppy or any matchups, I can definitely provide some insight for you. Just go ahead and ask in the comment section. And good luck and take care, and thank you for watching my video.